Hello and welcome to another Kaladesh Remastered traditional draft on Magic Arena. So pack 1, pick 1 shows an a vehicle that I'm not that interested in, because you don't really want to play that many vehicles in your deck, so the activated ability is not that great. And I guess the crew ability is an activated ability as well, but that crew ability requires 4 power of creatures, so that is total of 4 power of creatures. I think it's just too expensive. Out of the commons, we have nothing that great. I think the best common in here might just be this Seed Sculptor. But how about the uncommons? The Winding Constrictor is the best card here, I would say. Of course, it's 2 colors, but still, it has such a good upside that I'm actually willing to pick this, even though I might just abandon this pick if the black-green archetype won't be happening. This rare is not limited playable. Aetherborn Marauder. So this actually, somehow works with the theme, but the thing is that 2/2 lifelink flyer is quite, fine by itself. So you usually don't want to make your other creatures weaker to make this stronger, because this will eat removal very often. So I'm not so sure if the ability is that great. And this Tiger is of course nice. Non-green, non-black cards in here are not good enough for me to consider picking them. The pick is between this Marauder and this Tiger. I think I take the 4-drop, and this does have some +1/+1 counter synergies, so even though I don't necessarily end up using it that much, but still it seems like it's a better choice in there. Of course, the other card was also a 5-drop, and 5-drops you can't really play that many of them, so picking one as the second pick in the entire draft makes it might be not the best idea ever, unless it's a very, very strong card. Here we have this thing, which is nice, but requires a lot of artifacts, and the black-green deck I don't think is that much of an artifact deck. Leave Fast is fine, the map is fine, the Wildest Dreams, it's a recollect that you sometimes play for 5 mana to get another card. I'm not that interested in it, but honestly this pack seems quite weak. It's either this Leave Fast or this. I think I'd rather try this Recollect effect instead. And still I have here black and green cards. Yeah, I'm taking the Seed Sculptor. That's quite easy pick here. This is the best card in the pack, but I think the next best might just be this 2/3. So I take this because it works with my earlier picks. Vengeful Rebel, this is a nice one. A 3 mana 3/2 is definitely not, it's not ideal, but it's fine stats, and sometimes when you get to actually trigger this, it's an amazing card, so it's easily to pick in here. And the other options are this Outrider, definitely a nice card too, but not as good as this Rebel in here. And Defiant Salvager. So if you have a lot of some kind of fodder creatures you don't mind sacrificing, this could be something fine, because it does combine nicely with this Winding Constrictor. The other option is this sideboard card in here. I think I'll take the 3-drop here. It is a sorcery speed ability, so you can't really do this in response to someone opponent removing one of your creatures, but still. Eager Construct or Mind Rot. Still not gonna pick any other color card in here. Blue and white are somewhat open here, but maybe I just don't need this kind of 2-drop for this deck, so I'll take the sideboard card in here. And here we have another one of these for the sideboard. I wouldn't mind to have, I definitely want to have like one of these, at least one of these in my sideboard, but do I still take this thing? This ain't bad either, but I think I'll just take the 4-drop. It's not the greatest 4-drop, but it has some synergy for the counter theme here. Okay, I'm very happy to actually get this one back. I think this was a one of the better cards in this pack as well, so let's definitely pick it. And here now we have nothing of interest, so this trick could be playable, or at least something I might sideboard in. And I also got the leave fast in the air. I think I picked like the wildest dreams over it, and now I can. So I got the both of the cards I wanted from that pack anyway. I can just pass these red and white cards just to, because I'm not gonna move to that direction now. Because I don't see really playing two mind rots here. I mean, I guess there's a world where I sideboard two of these in, but it's quite unlikely. And here we'd rather have this if I really get something I absolutely need to splash. This can help that. This is not playable in this deck. Okay, this thing is quite nice. Another Marauder. Well, yeah, it's quite easy. I mean, it's a 1 mana 1/2. Yeah, well, of course, 1/2 never a great stats, but this can really, if the game drags on, this can just win the game easily. I guess it also makes tokens for the this thing to eat. Okay, Barrel's Expertise won't be picking it here, but it's definitely an excellent card. Fretwork Colony is a good card in a very aggressive deck. I'm not so sure if this is such an aggressive deck. So even though I have the backup plan of sacrificing this if it gets too, if the life loss gets too severe, I can sack it with this Defiant Salvager. I still think that the pick is between the Hunter Weak and I mean, this is nice too, but yeah, I'm not gonna splash this because I have two good cards in here. I think I just like this Seed Sculpture so much, and I already have the Constrictor as a synergy that, well, okay, I guess this is synergy with it too, but I just take the 2-drop in here. And this, oh, now the Harnessed Lightning. I mean, if I knew I'm gonna have this come passed to me, I might have actually picked it, because definitely you would splash two of these. This requires artifacts, so I don't have those. I can't pick it. The Rhino is actually a fine card to pick in here. This is good if I end up splashing something, but I will take the Rhino. Yeah, it works with my counter steam, although I have only one card that really cares about me having counters, so maybe it's not such a big theme in the deck. Okay, we have good options in here. I think I'm now going to pick the Hunter Weak. It is a fine card. Yeah. But there were good black and green cards beyond this one too. Alright, so this thing, not interesting. I don't think I need this kind of a 2-drop in here. I have already fought better 2-drops. But really, I'm not gonna pick anything here either. I guess this is a sideboard card against the deck with multiple 1 toughness creatures. And here we have, this is just not great because I want to be having that many artifacts in this deck. This is nice, but not in my colors. I mean, I guess I can take the against some multiple flyers. It has a, well, +1/+1 counter synergy, but I don't necessarily want to main deck that. Okay, so we have here, I guess the Cribbing Mold, or just this for the sideboard. I mean, you usually will be removing just an artifact with this anyway, so I think this is just a better card. I mean, there are uses for it when you can, opponent has mana trouble and you kill their land, but it's such a low chance to occur that I don't think I want to do that. Okay, leave faster this. I mean, I'm probably not gonna play two of these, but I guess it's more likely to play two of these than sideboarding this fog effect in. And here we have a nice red-green card, but I'm not red-green, so let's take this, although it might end up getting cut. So far the deck has well, some good cards and some not so good cards, so I'm not so sure yet how this is gonna end up uh, end up uh, performing. I have like one removal in here. Vengeful Rebel can be a removal in some cases. I guess out of these options I'll take the Fretwork Colony. I might start with this in the main deck, but we'll see. Maybe if I'll pick one of these, it is easier to play it in the main deck. Let's now take the Raised, but not main deckable in this deck. It's kind of like sideboardable when the opponent has a lot of removal and you just want to return one of your better cards. Defiant Salvager, I might take this one now. I'm not sure I want to play two of them, but let's put it there for now. Well, third Mind Rod is better than the card I will never be playing. And here we have a Gonti, that's a nice one. Another Hunter Week would probably be my second choice, but yeah, Gonti. 4 mana 2/3 Death Touch and you get a card. Okay, I can, yeah, any non-land card I can cast with any mana basically, so easy pick there. And here we have I guess, I mean, I could take the Oval Chase Dragster here, but I'm not that sure how good it is in this deck. I could just take this one. I probably am not gonna splash anything at this point, but it is gonna get me a land and maybe my wildest dreams. I can get to play this for 5 or maybe even 7 mana in some cases. This might help a bit. This also could this could end up getting cut from the deck. Okay, here I think it's quite easy to pick there. I mean, I guess Chandra's Revolution would be nice because now I have some mana fixing, also the Unbridled Growth in there, but because I have a very nice 5-drop in here, definitely I'm going to pick that. Yeah, I don't think it's a close one. I mean, if I had them harnessed lightnings, both of them, then I would just pick this. And well, there's a third Defiant Salvager. I don't really think it's gonna get played. Is there any reason to... I mean, I guess if the opponent is playing some kind of very aggressive deck, I might sideboard this in some cases. If they like have multiple pump spells they can use to lethal me. Yeah, maybe this is a sideboard card. I mean, then none other cards weren't just that great. Okay, so there was a Hunter Week, but there's also Daring Demolition, which is just a better card out of those two. So, nice to get that as pick 5 here. And here we have, well, third, Live Fast. This doesn't do anything. This is actually not... I mean, I guess this is a way to get the... This is fine too, but I'm not that interested in it. I'm actually gonna pick this because that will help me trigger this revolt for this guy. Still the Live Fasts have been offered to me, but it's going to be another one. I mean, I have 2 of them and I'm not gonna play 3, so I will take this sideboard card. It's nice to have a couple of those. And Druid of the Cowl is definitely the pick in here because, well, there's nothing else for me and I'm gonna play this definitely. So this is only 23 cards, so I don't even have to make that many changes to the deck, I don't think. I don't think I have here many cards that I'm gonna end up cutting. I mean, this Sage might just be one of those, but let's see if I can get something better, and I can. I will have this 4-drop now. Let's see the curve in here once this thing is... Yeah, I can play another 4-drop. So I will just cut this. Okay, here we have High Spiral. Well, I mean, it's a sideboard card. Let's pick it. And there another rush of vitality, sure. Over basically nothing. And here we have, well, nothing. Fragmentize. well, I'm not gonna even sideboard it in because I have 2 artifact removals here already. How about the Solvent? Do I want to play that? Well, let's first see. So I'm gonna play black-green here. So these are the cards not currently in my main deck and won't be going there. I have these nice sideboard options, and then there can be something else too that could be worth sideboarding. This might be worth playing main deck because I don't have that much removal, and I do have a Druid of the Cowl, and I have the Wild Wanderer to get me some extra mana, I think. But okay, so this might get into deck, but let's first see how the deck looks like. So currently we have this kind of stuff in here. So cut the lands, and this is 24. I'm definitely gonna cut this 2-1. Completely unnecessary. I have here 2 drops. I mean 6 basically if I play the Fretwork Colony. But is the deck something that wants to play the Fretwork Colony? So it's a 1-1 by default, so I can't even kill it by moving all the counters from it to these Aetherborn Marauders. I think I want to play the Renegade map just because of this Vengeful Rebel. And what else? I mean, currently I have basically 17 basic lands and the Renegade map, so I might even just play the Solvent. Because this is sort of my 17th land. How about my mana? I mean mana base. So I have 12 and 11, and I have a lot of black. Well, not a lot of. I have 2 black double casters, and I have 1 green double caster. So this is basically one of either land. I think I'm gonna play the 2 leaf fasts, but that might also mean that I'm not gonna play the Fretwork Colony in here. This is not an aggressive enough of a deck to justify playing this. So I'm gonna cut it at least from the main deck, and just because the lack of removal I will be playing this Universal Solvent. Also because I have these draw cards, so it makes it also easier to hit land drops, and then I have this Druid of the Cowl and like I said, Wild Wanderer, which will give me additional mana. So I think this is the deck. And yeah, and now I probably will be playing 17 lands and the Renegade map because I have now several things that want to get to a high amount of mana. I mean, Wildest Dreams can be nice with 5 or even 7 mana. This requires basically 7 mana. This doesn't mind if I have a lot of mana to continuously use those abilities. And of course I have 2 draw spells, which means that it's less likely that I will flood out. So I will play this selection of cards. I also have quite a few 4 drops, which means that I don't want to miss my 4th land drop, even though I don't have really more than 1 card that always costs more than 4. I mean, I guess of course the Solvent is basically a 7 drop because it doesn't do anything in this deck before I get to 7 mana. So yeah, this is it, and I will add lands, well, at least 8 of both. Where is it? Let's have like these maybe. But do I want to have... Oh, well, okay, I think I'm gonna have... even though I have 2 black double caster spells and only 1 green, my early drops are green. So let's have a 9 forest. This is quite even. 9 forest, 8 swamp, plus the map. Should be fine. Let's take these. So this is the deck. Alright. I'm not so sure about this because 7 mana is so expensive, but I just don't have removal much in this deck. This is sometimes removal. and Hunter Week and Daring Demolition was basically the only ones. So that's the reason I'm running this card that is usually quite bad. I get to play first and I get to keep this one 3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop, even though the 3-drop is just a card draw spell. I mean, who would mulligan this hand? I don't really think it makes any sense. Yeah, I'll still draw the cards. Just for mana curve efficiency. I mean, I will drop to 16 now, but I think it's not such a big deal. And I wanted also to make sure I keep hitting my land drops. So basically I could take the Marauder here, or double of these guys. I think I don't mind having the... I mean, this can be just a... Like I said earlier, I don't really see many cases of me actually moving any counters to this, because this will eat removal anyway. They might have a counter spell too, but... No. Getting to attack with a 2/2 flying lifelink thing, unless they of course have a blocker for it, will be quite nice. So that's gonna be a 4/4 trampler. I can get some life back here. And I guess it's just gonna be the tiger in here. I could play a rhino and a seed sculpture too. I mean, I could double block this guy then. I would take... I mean, if they have removal of bounce on this, I will take 6. It's still something I can survive, I think. And I will be gaining 2 life back. So it's for curve reasons, it makes most sense to play now the 5-drop. These are more flexible drops. I can combine them with other spells. This always requires 5 mana. So basically, if they have nothing here, that means I can block the... I mean, they won't be attacking with the Seed Sculpture, and then I will be taking 4 damage in here. I think I'd rather try to raise. I have here the energy. That is fine, but they didn't leave blue mana up. I wonder what's up there. Do they just want to double block my tiger? I mean, I guess they can, but they still can do it with this, with these two. I mean, they... What? I mean, I guess the format has some tricks. I guess there's 1 green mana that gives +1/+3 and does it untap the creature as well. Anyway, I don't have anything at the instant speed in here, unless I play Leave Fast first, but... So this would fly if they left the island up. Maybe just auto tap screwed them over, or they actually have the +1/+3 thing there. I have an option to make this a 5/5/2. Then it's 7/7. Does that mean something good for me? I could maybe even a 6/6, but that would be like all eggs in the same basket. Maybe I'll just trade. But I mean, they can double block. Quite tough, actually. I think I'll just trade with the Outrider here. I mean, I could trade with this thing, but no. And then I have here a Thriving Rhino. I have one of these Seed Sculptures. I will boost, I think, itself. I mean, I could have boosted this actually too, but do I want variety? I mean, 1, 2, or 2, 3. That actually doesn't do much as a... Might even boost this Rhino here. It's possible. Okay, I'll maybe do that. Because next turn this will be a 4-5 attacker, and maybe even... okay, so the Solvent is gonna kill a 3-5. Well, not yet. I mean, this actually draws 2 cards for them. I wish I had this card. This is very good in this deck. So they still can't block the flyer, but soon they will be able to do that. But I'm most likely just going to use the Solvent on that. But it's P-Foul. P-Foul. I don't know how to say that. Here, anyway, the first thing is to draw the cards. Yeah, I will draw the cards this turn. Hopefully I'm getting a land here. Okay, that's good. So what is my selection of... I have these seed sculptures. This will be a 4-5. I could actually give it... Do I just want to trade with the... I feel like I could just trade with the P-Foul here. And I can make my flyer a 3-3 lifelinker. I mean, this might be pretty risky if they get... Okay, this is gonna be a 5-6. So if they... Oh, I mean, they can actually block with... yeah, all but the P-Foul. But then they lose still a bunch of stuff. So, okay, let's do it like this. They will lose the Seed Sculptor and I mean, yeah, and the Armorcraft Judge. And next turn I can Daring Demolition, or yeah, this is what's gonna happen. So this and this, it's 5 damage. And of course, if they have removal for my flyer, I have no way to push through. So, but I don't think I really had much better things to do here either. Because, I mean, I wasn't able to push through with my ground guys. So I kind of have to rely on this Marauder here. Yeah, I have no blocks in here. Well, that's nice. I can return 3 cards. Huh. Pretty nice. No reason to attack with anyone else than the flyer. And yeah, definitely X is 3. 1 card draw spell and both creatures. So I have gained a lot of life in this match, I think. That is doing something. Yeah, it's gonna add a counter there. I don't have blocks for those guys. I'll take 6 here. I mean, I could jump, of course, but I don't really. I can jump later on if that's necessary. I have 2 removals here, so if they can stabilize and yeah, okay, I can get rid of the flyers. So basically, I'll just Daring Demolition this and play a 3-drop guy, the Thriving Rhino. I could of course attack with these, and when they activate the P-Foul, I can then use the Solvent, but I'd rather play 2 things this turn, and I have mana for that, so let's do it. Get some. So I get now 3 life back. And I can play this Rhino, so I have slightly better blocks coming up. Oh, multiple Rogue Refiners, that is nice. They are also splashing white for something. So I am going to kill the 3-5 there with the solvent, most likely. And if I attack with this, it's gonna be a 3-4. It can still be double blocked by the rogue refineries. If I triple block these, they can only kill one of them unless they have a trick, but they can add another counter to some of their creature. But I guess they are gonna be able to do that sooner or later anyway. I'm losing only one guy here, trading with this, and they get the counter. I guess it's fine. And if they have a trick, well then I lose some additional 1-2s and this survives and they don't get another counter. So Death Touch. Well, Gonti is nice, but I mean... maybe I'll just... Is there some trick? Yeah, there is actually Blossoming Defense that keeps hexproof, so I'm not going to start... I'm not going to attack and then wait for them to activate the P-Foul and Solvent away. I want to Solvent right now and see what's happening. This is of course very bad for my mana efficiency, but what can it do? And there's no reason to attack with this, I don't necessarily think so. It's gonna trade with the Rogue Refiner, because they'll just double block with them. Or I guess they have a Death Toucher too, but... But is that still something I might wanna do? They'll double block with the Rogue Refiners, and then I have... Or with this, just block with this. Okay, maybe I kind of force the double block there. Or trade with the Death Toucher, whichever happens. My flyer has really gone the distance in here, and I also have another one of those waiting up. So they have here, I have a double block for the Rogue Refiner, and then, okay, they have a lot of those things too. How many? 1, 2, 3, well, I guess it's just 3 so far. But now that they did have that, I don't have any double block for the Rogue Refiner anymore. But I don't think it's time to jump block quite yet. I should be able to jump block later on. Famous last words, I guess. Okay. Still not gonna pre-combat anything. I mean, I could Gonti because that's most likely. But is it the card I'm gonna play here? I mean, Gonti and Winding Constrictor versus... I mean, this is gonna be the second spell I'm playing anyway. I'm not gonna play this to lose life. I guess this can give me something good. And this is a Death Toucher. This blocks anything of their guys. Okay, let's... I mean, maybe I should have played Gonti pre-combat because that would have given me an out to maybe boost this guy. But I'm not sure if I wanted to play a boost spell into open mana and a card in hand. Okay, let's play the Gonti. So I could play the Drake to have double. I'll take it anyway. Double flyer, and they don't have artifact creatures, so it can block anything. It's better than the Constrictor for sure. Okay, so they drew, of course, a lot of land there, and they didn't have any answer for my... I basically dealt like all the damage with this Marauder. Sometimes not having removal can just... I mean, they did have 2 blockers, but I had my very few removal spells that I happened to draw. So if we have these artifacts in there, does that mean that I'm gonna sideboard at least one of these things in? I think that is going to happen, but maybe not 2, because I didn't see more than those 2. And they have a lot of these seed sculptures, so maybe there is like The Defiant Salvager doesn't seem that great. I will just... I mean, this is also one way to trigger the revolt for this Vengeful Rebel, but still, it doesn't seem like the ground can get stalled very easily against this kind of stuff. So I'll just cut this 3 mana 2/2, and well, there's not that much options for me. I don't think the Fretwork Colony is good, because if the ground gets stalled, they can maybe jump block this for several turns, and then I will actually just end up losing too much life in there. I will go with this. I mean, I guess that the rush of vitality could be good. Have 15 creatures. Do I want to cut the creature in here? Not sure. I maybe want to keep one of these around. Okay, not gonna play that now, but I might sideboard it in a potential third game. This hand is definitely keepable. I do need to draw some of my higher power cards in here though, but I have a curve here. Okay, that is just gonna trade with one of the Seed Sculptures. This will scry. Okay. Do I want to attack? I mean, I guess I do. Hope they're blocking with the 1/2. No, they didn't. Because I don't think they're gonna attack with the Renegade. Now that I have this Rhino, they're gonna want to block the Rhino with the Death Toucher. So, well, that's a lot of land. Basically, I'm not gonna use the energy for the counter. I'm just attacking with both. To maybe get the trade happen now. Okay, they're taking 2 here. Well, there's not much option for me. I'll just do this. More 2/3 is not really what I'm looking for in here, but I don't want to. Okay, so they scry to top, both of them. I don't want to kind of boost something in here and then it gets removed or something. And I really didn't want to just not play anything. So it seems like I need the flyers to be able to win this opponent, because the ground gets so easily just stalled. Okay. I mean, they just gained... No, they don't gain life, they gain energy and a card when this enters. Oh, there's no attack for me anymore because I don't want to trade. I mean, they take 2 and then they will attack at least for 4 if they want to, maybe even 5. So let's maybe draw non-land. Might even crack this thing. No, I'm not gonna crack this on upkeep because I still have the revolt thing. Yeah, the rogue refiners are actually making sure that they don't run out of cards. I think I have to actually sideboard in. Okay, well, not no thanks. I might sideboard in there, because if this is how the combat is gonna look like, we are staring at each other. I might want to even sideboard one or maybe even both of the black tricks. They give indestructible +1/+0 and a lifelink for the creature that gets the boost. So one of those. So I still haven't seen other artifacts or enchantments than these 2 P-Fouls. Well, I don't remember how many lands I kept, but I definitely have drawn quite a few. I have 10 lands in here, plus I guess the Renegade map. And only 4 non-land. one of which is the Renegade map. Well, I guess I can take a couple of more turns, but because I do have card draw in here, so I might be able to stabilize if they really don't draw anything strong in there. But they're gonna attack at least 5 damage in the air. I think they maybe should start attacking with the Renegade Death Toucher too, because these siege sculptors are keeping the rogue refiners at bay. Yeah, now they start attacking. Yeah, I don't think I can win anymore. That's not doing it. So, well, that was of course just a non-game because I drew mostly lands there, but the Rush of Vitality, it might just be something that I can actually use to push through my attacks, or maybe even blocks if it comes to that. But yeah, I think these are actually, I should have realized maybe even after the first game that these are something that are quite crucial in this matchup, because I won the first game just because I had an Aetherborn Marauder. They were able to answer, or they had 2 blockers for it, but I had removal for them. If I want to attack with my ground guys, attack for lethal with my ground guys, I might need to have these kind of spells in here. But what is the least useful card? Do I want to just cut maybe a land here? I do have the Renegade map serving as the 70th mana source. Maybe I'll do that. And then I will maybe have the Salvager cut, because it's just a 3 mana 2/2. It's the least useful card in here. Okay. I still like the 2 drops in here. I wish I had drawn the Constrictor with all my counter stuff, but we'll see. So yeah, I will still keep one of these artifact removals in here, because they do have those 2 force. Well, not great, but I'm playing it. I mean, I of course want to draw a 2 or 3 drop here, but before my turn 4, but let's see. I do have all the mana in here and 2 decent 4 drops. This is crying. Okay, so they're not gonna apply any pressure. And now I also got a card draw for my turn 3, so this is now a good one. Good draw, I think. Especially when I have the 5 drop here too. So is it gonna be a Gonti, or this is gonna be a 3/4. I might just trade with this thing ASAP. It does feel like the way to go. This is gonna be, yeah, I will play the Death Toucher. Maybe get something sweet out of that deck. Well, there are 2 sweet options in here. Either a Fabricate, or then this just draws a card. The energy is not that great for me, but I suppose I have the Tiger here too, so I'll take the cheaper card, I think. And getting an additional card is quite nice. Yeah, they're gonna boost, and yeah, let's just trade away right away. They of course will have something bigger coming up too, but I don't feel like starting to take damage in there. So they maybe have the card draw as again now. I don't recall seeing counter spells from there, so I'm just playing the on-curve play. Yeah, so now this is good because it's gonna attack as a 6/6. 6/6. They kept 1 on top, so at least one nice card was drawn. But of course it could be like just a land if they are needing lands. So this will trample, so even if they have a Death Touch blocker I can get some damage through, and then I can play my Marauders. They have the Death Toucher. They have other of those things. One got milled. No, I think, but what happens to the rest of the cards? Oh, bottom of the library, okay. So, what does this mean? I have 6 mana available. I guess it means just one Aetherborn Marauder and Druid of the Cowl this turn, and I probably trade with the Death Toucher. I mean, I could leave this as a blocker to their 4/4/2. It's not such a bad idea either, but of course that could end up backfiring if they have some tricks. Yeah, because I'm gonna get the lifelinker here. Hopefully, of course, they can just have the 2/4 that blocks flyers, but I'm gonna do it like this, and maybe I'm even gonna use 2 energy here to deal 2 additional damage. They're definitely blocking with the Renegade here. So Druid and a Marauder, and I will take 4 damage next turn. I can do that, especially if I can start gaining life here. And now the Druid makes sure that I can actually use the Solvent in here if need be. It's my 7th mana. Okay, they get energy and a land, sure. And Cloud Blaze, okay, that's, well, I mean, that's a good card to splash. It's definitely a strong card. So my Marauder will trade with it, and I don't have any blocks there. I'm glad I have another Marauder though. Well, Hunter Week. How convenient. I mean, okay. I guess I sideboarded 2 of those black tricks that would have worked as well, but now I get actually double the life. I get 6 life this turn. Yeah, this was very strong. I maybe still play the Rogue Refiner first, rather than leave fast. I have a 7 mana, so it is plus a 3 drop. I can play this when I don't have any other spells to play. So basically, this Hunter Week was such a strong card. It might just mean that the game is, I'm gonna win the game now. It's possible. It really is. Because I get a counter and then they fight, but this is 3/3 and this is just a 2/2, so it's fine. And I even have an option to double block the 4/4 if I want to. They can't even actually, unless they have something, they can't even kill them both with it. And if they have something, I don't mind if they're using a card to deal with my Rogue Refiner or Druid of the Cowl. They get 1 card, that's acceptable. Okay, so they're not even gonna attack now. That would make no sense. And again, I have my lifelink flyers 2 this time to try to win the game. And I have this Solvent that solves universally anything that they might have. Any one thing. Yeah, I don't think I need to use the Solvent right now, so I'm just gonna draw the cards first. There's no attacks other than the flyer here. And I have 6 mana here, I can't double spell, so it's gonna be another flyer for sure. Definitely. On top, so they had something interesting there. Move any number of counters. I don't have the constrictor there, so this is just maybe unnecessary to move. I'm not gonna block with this anyway. Even if it was a 3/3, I wouldn't block anyone. Okay, more lands and energy. At least they have infinite scries with this guy, unless they have some other way to use energy. So that is 1 flyer. Or, well, not a flyer, but... Oh, that is actually good too, but at least I have 2 flyers now, so... one of them will go through. But yeah, that was a reasonable thing. Okay, what's this meaning? It means that Okay, not sure if that's an attack. Well, I mean, I guess they want to just push some damage through, so I'm gonna definitely double block these because they can only trade with one of them, and I get rid of their 4/4 in there. And even though they get to block one of my flyers, the lifelink still works nicely. So, oh, then there is that. Well, I mean, I could just make one of them a 4/4, or both of them 3/3. This thing couldn't block the 4/4 though. It could block it once. This is interesting. If they have, I haven't seen that much removal from there, but maybe I want to have 2 3/3s. It just might be safer. But the 4/4 is so good if they have like another one of these. Okay, I'm gonna do it like that. So I'm gonna solvent this thing away. Let's see what they have. Oh man, auto tap almost did some horrible stuff there. I mean, I still did because this won't be able to block now, but I guess it's. I mean, it is relevant actually. Why? That was such a stupid move by me. I'm still gonna play this now. I mean, I'm gonna get 6 life here, but I mean, I could have blocked this Rogue Refiner. I'm actually losing. I'm actually gonna lose now 3 life that I wouldn't have otherwise lost here. So let's hope it's not going to be relevant, but that wasn't optimal at all. Yeah, why did you auto tap? Well, I mean, there was only one land they were able to. It was able to live up, so there was a choice. Skygate 1/5. I still gain 6 a turn, and now this, because of my bad mana tapping, I have to take now 6 instead of just 3. Oh no, this is not good. I still gain 4 a turn, but I can't attack with the other one. This was not optimal. I mean, I'm going to gain the 4, but I mean, now if they both were 3/3s, I could actually push through still. But I guess I have more of these seed sculptures, so I can perhaps still. Well, I mean, there's no other attack here than this flyer here. I mean, I could sacrifice this to deal 4, but it's not enough, so just have to gain the stuff there, and then I will get me a forest. I'll play this, and do I want to have a 4/2 menace or? And they do have the scries here, so their quality of draws will be good. I don't think the 1/1 does much. No, let's make this a bigger guy. So the final card is now, okay, so now it's complete lockdown. I mean, I guess I can, oh, well, that is, okay, that is crazy. I can return 5 cards. Okay, so basically I'm gonna just trade with the P-Foul, if they are willing to go for it, of course. They can just block with the Skygate. But yep, let's do this. I think it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense because now this way I lose the life gain. And when I get it back, it will be just a 2/2. I mean, I guess I can just return this. Move this counter to it. Anyway, 5 cards back is gonna be. And yeah, I'm gonna play it paid for the full price. I'm sure I have here. Yes, I do. So this is something like a tempo loss, but I can take it to tempo loss here. So it's gonna be a Gonti, it's gonna be a Hunter Week, probably Universal Solvent as well, and the Flyer, and then it's Leave Fast or the Tiger. The Tiger is quite nice too. I have a lot of. Yeah, I mean, card draw is nice, but I think I'll take the Tiger here. was quite the MVP. There's Cry on the bottom. Upkeep Cry. Top, so something good. Pima Outrider is well good, but all I have to do is remove one of their one thing that can block flyers. And well, I didn't even draw such a thing. So I have 11 mana, so 7 after this. So yeah, 8 would be optimal, but I'm definitely just playing killing the reach guy, and then I'm gonna play okay, they didn't want to face any more of that. I basically would have played the Aetherborn Marauder there, moved this counter on it, and then played the Solvent there. Okay, so this thing turned out quite nice in here, but of course not every matchup goes such that you have 7 or 9 or even 11 mana as I had in this case. So it's not really, I think quite often that card will be just a recollect. So 3 mana return something is not really that great, but now it's proved its worth. So 2 matches remaining, despite what the thing just said there, it's a bug. I apologize any drinking sounds you may be hearing because I'm not editing these videos now, so I have to grab some water here to be able to talk. So you might be able to hear that. Not necessarily the nicest sound in the world. I will keep this. I have a 2-drop, 4-drop. It should be fine. Both colors and enough lands. Oh, I'm actually now at 2, 3, 4. Even though the Salvager isn't really the best possible card in here, but still something to play on turn 3. That's fine. Okay, now actually, well, maybe now that I do have the 4-drop in here, that means that I'm going to play the Salvager. Plus there is a, because now I can just play, yeah, I don't need to play this leave fast to have a play next turn. There is the nice possibility here that I just make a token with this squad, and then you can perhaps make this a 3-3 if they have like a 2-3 blocker or something. That makes my attack better. Or maybe not. Well, Hunter Week is gonna be my play now. That was a nice timing for that draw, just like in the previous game. So far the Eddy Trailhawk is not really that impactful because I'm definitely winning the race, and the 1-2 flyer isn't doing much, and even though it has the ability to jump some other creatures, it's quite irrelevant for now. So that will be a 3-2 or a come with a friend. It came with a friend. So now I could play the Molfist squad. So they don't have a good block for the Seed Sculptor, so it's gonna deal 3. They could just use the Hawk and the 1-1 to kill the Salvager. but if I make it a 3-3, then they have to block with the Pioneer in order to kill it. And I don't mind if they trade the Pioneer and the 1-1 for it. So I'm going to do it like this. This is going to say, well, I mean, let's just check. Sacrifice an artifact or creature, yeah. Let's do this, and let's do this. Attack with both. Because now it kinda traded with their 4-drop and made my 4-drop slightly worse, but basically it still means that I played a 4-mana 3-1 Menace, which is actually in this board position quite nice. That card is quite nice too, but sadly for them it's not that great in this current board position. I could just use the Wildest Dreams to return 2 cards. It's not a bad idea. But what else can I do? I can just trade the squad with Cloud Blazer, because they can double block it and I can't kill more than one of them. They can't double block or kill this by double blocking. So I don't actually mind maybe this trade at all. But do I return then Hunter Weekend and Maulfist squad? Because I think I might do that. Otherwise I would have to kind of just still play one spell unless I cast to leave fast and draw a 2-drop, I guess. But okay, so they're gonna just. But the Cloud Blazer also already did all that they needed. I mean, it gained them life and drew them cards. Why are they? Do they have like? I have no idea. I'm not gonna return anything now. I'm just gonna play the Wild Wanderer and see what's happening. Swamp. Why did they trade this Cloud Blazer with this squad? Did they, maybe they were scared that I have some trick and I could have blown them out completely? Or maybe they have some kind of flicker effect for this. It's possible, yeah. There is at least the blue 4-mana thing. If they're gonna leave like 4-mana up, that. Okay, well that works too. Yeah. That works too. That's gonna get malfunctioned. So now I can actually return this and eat this Maulfist squad. But I'm not doing it now, I don't think. I will trade with the Avery Mechanic, will trade with the Wild Wanderer. But I think I'm gonna play Leave Fast and then the Constrictor. Do I wanna leave 2? I don't think it matters that much. I guess if I draw like a. Because I have green 2-drop, so if I draw like a, let's say a swamp and then one of these 2-drops, then I want to have 2 green up. I mean, I could draw a forest too, and that's never gonna work. No, it is going to work. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, now it doesn't matter if it's gonna be a swamp or a forest. If I drew also the green 2-drop. I'm gonna just attack here. Now they're jumping. So are they gonna have a Fumigate here? I don't think they are having it, because then they wouldn't have probably cast the malfunction there. I'm gonna play this. And even if they have a Fumigate, I can return 3 cards back, so it's not such a bad deal. Okay, they're gonna gain life and draw 2, but 2-2 is not a good blocker against this board. And then this is not a good blocker either. So I can just play the Daring Demolition and not play the Wildest Dreams. Otherwise I can just trade the Constrictor for the Cloud Blazer and play the Wildest Dreams here. 4th X equal to 3. then again... Okay, I will play, because I can always return the Daring Demolition, so it's actually not wasting this removal. This is actually a better idea. If they get some good blocker there, then I can just return it. Return this Daring Demolition and get rid of the blocker. Although I would actually want to maximize the size of this spell, but there is an option that I can just return only the removal, and I still have mana up to use the removal spell. But I definitely am gonna play this as an x equals. I have actually x equals 4. Okay, I will attack for this trade here. They might have some trick, but I mean, I'm actually more concerned them having a counter spell. So I would rather them tap out for a trick than counter my wildest dreams. Yeah. This is better. They scry to top, so there's something good happening, but they didn't know that I have something good happening too. So this is actually exceeding my expectations here, gotta admit. Hunter weak. I have the Constrictor, so I'm interested in counter themes. So anyway, I'm gonna take the Daring Demolition. That's like obvious. So 2 more. I could have, I mean, either leave. I could probably having this Defiant Salvager because it can eat the squad and be a 4/4 because of the Constrictor, and then I could play this Seed Sculptor or just gain more value. But I think because I return so many cards that I don't need card draw here, I just do this. Yeah. I'm not gonna run out of cards to play here. So they have 1 card left. And I did draw another one of those, so even better now that I didn't return this. So I think I'm gonna just Daring Demolition right away. Let's see if this resolves. It did. I'm not necessarily wanting to... Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it like... maybe like this. And then if they have nothing, my Constructor is gonna be a 4/5. I'll try it. Because now I can attack. And I can eat the Seed Sculptor if I want to with this Salvager, but I guess I can do it next turn too. Okay, so maybe this card is slightly better than I initially thought. But I mean, if I'm against some aggressive deck, it's just such a slow one. Well, I mean, it depends on my deck too. The more removal you have, the better this will be. But of course, this deck doesn't have that much removal. Anyway, were there something like artifacts or enchantments? Well, there is Malfunction. But I didn't see... I mean, yeah, they can make 1/1. No, not 1/1s with this thing. With this thing and this thing. But of course, I'm not gonna sideboard Artifact Hate just to kill 1/1 servo tokens. So I don't think, even though they have the Malfunction, I didn't see any other target for this. So I'm not going to sideboard it in. They have a lot of flyers though. They have the removal that said that destroy target creature with power 3 or greater. So I could kind of use this as a counter spell to that. Mind Rot, not necessarily what I want. What is useless? I don't like the fretwork colony because if they lock it down with the malfunction, it's just horrible. Maybe one of these salvagers goes away and I will have one of these rush of vitalities. This could also be something because they have quite a few flyers here. But it's just a 1-4, it's not... I'd rather just try to raise them perhaps. Yeah, although this actually... Can it do something? No, I mean I saw a few things, but not enough to sideboard it in. This is gonna be the deck. Well, with the Druid of the Cowl, this hand is playable. Although they are playing blue-white, so they are unlikely to answer this to a Druid. And also drew the 4th land, and it also is the swamp that I need for the Gondi. Okay, so am I going to block that? Well, first I'll scry. And it's gonna be this. I mean, I guess it's fine. Yeah. But does this mean that I'm just gonna play the Seed Sculptor right now? No, it's better to play the Druid. And I think I'm gonna block it. It's not the end of the world if they remove this with some trick, because I have a 3-drop here anyway. And I guess it's better to get rid of the trick right now. And I also now drew the 4th mana naturally, so quite nice. Definitely just gonna offer the trade here. Again, I have the Wildest Dreams, I have the Gondi, I have card advantage for the late game, so I'll just trade things off. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I could play my lifelink flyer, but I think County might be nicer because it gives me slightly more options too, because I get to see this card now. So Cloud Blazer is amazing. This exiles... Well, this does exile my County if it's still alive. But then again, how can I just... This is just so much value right away on the next turn, so I will take it. Okay, well I will... Yeah, definitely just take here 5 damage and get rid of this Dragster. And then I will have their Cloud Blazer. This might be somewhat demoralizing for them. They are also lacking the blue mana. Oh, I mean, one thing is that they could actually bounce this when they get the blue mana. And then they can get the... So I'm gonna trade this off as soon as I can. Would I wanna take a trick away from there? I guess I'll just block this flyer. Yeah, don't mind. That is a good one, but I'm not that concerned. I'm just wondering what is my... I guess I can just play the... I mean, of course they can have the malfunction, but yeah, they will need the island for that. I have here something... Okay, at least I can get the Salvager back and get some value from the creature that gets locked down. I kind of feel like just playing this and giving it a counter. That's a risky business, but... I mean, they are not that great options. I'm not gonna play the Wildest Dreams right now. So yeah, let's do it. This 1-2 will still block the servo token. Let's see if there is the malfunction. They did have it. And they have now a clock in the air, but I shouldn't be that worried about it. Now it could be time to return 3 cards from my graveyard. I think it has to be. Also, they don't have any counter spell up now. All of these, it's fine. Now I don't have answer for their flyer, but I have a couple of turns here. Of course, if they have another flyer, things can get quite nasty. Okay, let's see what's gonna be. Inspired charge, sure. Good to get rid of that now. And well, starting with Gondi. Yeah, the aeronauts definitely there. So next turn I can gain 5 life because I can use the Defiant Salvager. Next turn. So do I actually have the mana for it? I would have 9 mana next turn, so I can actually just play Maulfist Squad right now. And this shall give actually... This shall maybe be at 4/2 menace. Although... Yeah, I don't need the 1/1. Let's have 4/4/2 menace. I don't know what I just said, but 4/2 of course. So I'm gonna drop to 8, but if they don't have anything for the aeronauts, I'm in a good shape. They seem to be holding a card there, but they could just use some manual stop tricks to make it seem like that. So I'm just going to attack with both. And then hopefully this resolves. And the aeronauts resolve too. Yes. That might just be all I needed. I mean, if they have another removal, of course, then it is not all I needed. And they do. So now, actually, if they win this game, I will be sideboarding. Now that I saw 2 good enchantment targets, I will be sideboarding one of those artifacts / enchantment removals. So do they have another one of those inspired charges if they are thinking about attacking? Maybe. That is... not that great, but I guess I'll give maybe Conti another power. I mean counter. That of course increases toughness as well. But I don't do any pre-combat salvager business in here, no. If they have okay, maybe I do actually, because I still have the Druid of the Cowl in here. Let's do it like this. Maximize the damage output. And if they have this kind of inspired charge, then they can't block my 4 power guys with this aerial responder or the Death Toucher, of course. And I will have the 1/3 blocker for the servo token anyway. By the way, I can also use the Salvager to sack the Renegade map. I don't need a land with it, but I do want to save it maybe because I can still draw my Revolt guy. The Revolt guy that can deal -3/-3. Even though I mean thinning the deck would maybe have some small benefit here. So let's see if their flying force is gonna be enough. They're dealing 2 now and gaining 2. If they have another inspired charge, that could be bad. Rush of Vitality. Sure. That's gonna mean lifelink too. I'm just wondering if I should just maximize the damage and just sack the map here. Maybe I do. And I don't think I want to attack with the Druid of the Cowl because I'm not willing to trade the Rush of Vitality to Edit Trail Hawk in here. Because I want to gain more life than 2 life from this thing. So now they are doing something. Okay, if they have a trick now, this I can just blow them out with the Rush of Vitality. So if they have anything that gives +2/+2 or plus, well, if it gives, they don't have anything that gives 3 toughness, do they? Yeah, this is great because it's gonna be a 5 toughness and this is gonna deal 5, so they are gonna concede now because I also gain 5 life and this doesn't die because it has death touch. I mean the indestructible. Yeah, there's no way they can win from there. So I'm actually, yeah, one match left, and I could go 3-0 if things go well. But let's see. I haven't 3-0'd that much in this format, but well, I mean now it might be time. So now I am on the draw in the first game. I think I have won the die roll quite a few times here. And here actually this makes its first appearance, I think. Interesting. I have here like 4 drops, 3 4-drops and only two lands, but I mean it's quite a good hand if I draw certain cards in here, namely lands. I can also draw a couple of 2-drops to buy me some extra time, and I guess I have this, although this won't be doing anything until I have more mana available. But I will still keep this because this, if I draw the lands, this is going to be a very good hand, and I started with drawing a land and even the better one to make my Gonti a playable spell if I draw any other land. So this costs 3 for 1 and then only 5 to get bigger guys. Interesting. No, I wouldn't want to play the Vengeful Rebel just as a 3-2, but if I have to, I might. Well, that was a good draw. There really isn't that much of a great way for me to kinda trigger the revolt in here. I mean, I could attack with this and maybe they block with the first striker and well, I mean, it could be something I do here. If they take it through, I can just play this guy. I mean, I can also make just a blocker for this. I mean, actually, yeah, that's the play. I didn't kind of realize this. It's an option now that I drew it. I have the 3 mana available, so it's better to do that and then have the rebel up for maybe a turn when I can actually trigger it. And they're gonna only attack with like a 2. I mean, they're gonna get 1/1, but so what? Okay. I mean, I don't mind them just using anything. If they use a card on my 1/1, it doesn't matter at all. So it doesn't seem like so. Okay, that was good for me. And that was also. Why didn't they pre-combat this thing? Wow. Well, good for me. They did not. I could play a Gonti or the Wild Wanderer. What is the benefit of having 6 mana next turn? There really isn't that much. Gonti will be able to block anything there. Yeah, having 6 mana next turn isn't that relevant. But definitely Gonti is better than the flyer here. Let's do it. What's you got for me? Only option is this, but any value is good value. It's free anyway. 4 mana 2/3 Death Toucher is kind of like a slightly overcosted, but if it gets anything, it's gonna be a great thing. Well, this is a good one. This is an amazing card. I mean, what? This is an uncommon. Wow. How good of a card can be. And 5 mana 5/5 is like a fine card, fine stats. Even if you get like 1 or 2 counters from it, it's gonna be great. And now they got 4. Okay. Well, I guess I have to take the value in here, but do I want to jump block or take 9? I can jump block later. Definitely saving Conti and killing the Druid of the Cowl. I'm not sure why they did attack with the Druid of the Cowl. It didn't seem like it makes much sense. But yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. Solvent isn't really quite doing much quite yet. I still can't trigger this thing. I have the Death Toucher for the 5/5, but there are still a lot of damage coming up. So I'm gonna need to play the Wild Wanderer. Perhaps rather than this. I mean, rather than this flyer. This doesn't have good blocks, and could have this too, but I don't have a 2 mana spell here, so it's gonna be the Wild Wanderer here. And the Solvent, which probably won't. I don't have time to cast it. I mean, to activate it in this game. So this thing, how good of a card. I don't think I haven't even seen it in the drafts. I mean, I thought 5 mana 5/5 that gains 5 a green card as well. 5 life when it enters the battlefield is great, but this is something else. Okay, so am I gonna just die here? That's very likely, actually. It is very likely, but I'm gonna make the blocks that kind of help me if they don't have a way to win here. Yeah. That gets Menace right. So this is tough. They have a first striker. I mean, both of these are lethal, so I have to block them both. And of course, if they attack with them both, I can block the non-first striker with this, and which gains me some life. And then there is this. Okay, this is tight, but well, I can't use the solvent, that's for sure. If they didn't have a creature, I mean, of course, it wasn't really not that unlikely that they have their creature. Yeah, I can't act. If I had just some way to trigger this, it would be great. But I mean, I just have to do it like this now. Played Gremlins, I guess, so I can now double block. If they adjust attack, yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, if they have nothing, then they don't have a win quite yet, but they are very close to having a win. Even if they have nothing, I mean, of course, if they have like anything, like boost spell removal, hasty guy, that's gonna be the end for me. And that's it. Okay, they don't have no, I have to jump block there. Yeah, the problem is that I can't even make the valuable block of eating this and taking 3 from the first striker. I have to jump block here, so doesn't matter which I do, both of my guys will die. Yeah. And then there are 2 lethal creatures so that I cannot answer with this kind of stuff. I can return my... Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, not getting to trigger this. I mean, if I drew it like a renegade map earlier, then I might have actually been, because I have the tools to get back into the game, gain some life from this. But now I have 7 mana available when I play the land, and I need to deal with both of those. I can return the... Yep, no, if I use this for 2, I mean, there just isn't a way to get rid of the... to trigger this thing. There's no way. So I need to return, play this as a... I mean, yeah, I do have here a play I can make. X is 1, right? And this guy comes here now. Yeah, this is not great, but the only play I can make here. It's too bad this thing doesn't trigger. Because now I have to jump block the first striker and trade with the 2/2, but I guess I can... If they now have 2 lands, then I still have a chance. Because I have to solvent for this thing. Too bad I lost my card advantage stuff. Okay, well, I mean, now it's just... I don't have mana to kill this, and yeah, the first strike was quite nice. Yeah, I mean, my creatures weren't able to trade with it. I only could jump block it. So what does this mean? It means that the Rich Scale Tasker won them the game. Such a nice card. So do I want to... I mean, I guess I can kinda counter this, for example, with the what's this? Rush of Vitality. I think this might actually be a card I want to be playing in this matchup. But what I do not care about playing. Maybe the at least one of these Defiant Salvagers. It's certainly one of the weaker cards in the deck. I still think the Solvent... I mean, the Solvent might be just too slow in here. I just don't like that my... And of course, I'm actually going to have several of these. Yeah, I'm definitely taking here. Okay, yeah. So maybe both of these even. Is that too risky? I think they have enough targets for it. And now Solvent goes away. I have enough ways to deal with their things, but I still have to get rid of something. Maybe the squad isn't just such a great card against them, and I would want to play one of these salvagers just because it's an easy way to trigger this rebel. Leave fast. I think I like the wildest dreams here. Okay, maybe the one of those leave fast should go away. Oh, so that was quite a bit of sideboarding, but I think it was reasonable in this matchup. So let's go like this. I would have to win 2 games back to back to get the 3-0 result from this draft. But then again, 2-1 is fine. Well, this is not a givable hand. This is, and the card I'm gonna cut in here has to be the Rush for Vitality. Okay, nice little curving out here. I even have a 4-drop, even if I happen to draw the 4th land happens to be a forest instead of a swamp. Do I just want to make a 3-4? Because I feel like I want to do that. Yeah, I will just keep the pressure here. I have 2 3-4s now. And I have quite a few answers for this guy. I sideboarded 2 of those naturalizes in. Now there are not many bad draws for me here. A land is a good, any land. And most of my spells I think I can play with this mana. And even if there's some unplayable like a 4-drop, I can still activate my legendary creature. Oh, that was annoying because now that makes a land. I mean, a land is still a fine draw, but I mean that now. Okay, that was the worst one because they were able to lock down one of my lands, and I drew a 5-drop, so I can't even make the creature with this. But still not. I mean, they did use their turn 4 for that, so it's not such a big deal, I don't think. Plus, this one is gonna be a good card when it actually comes online, hopefully at some point. It's gonna be a 6/6 trampler, and they have only 9 lives, so they basically need like another one of these. I mean, or Welding Sparks works too. It's just a 4/4, and they already have an artifact. So they don't have that much pressure this time. That thing is gonna make them 2 flyers, which are of course big because of this Chief of the Foundry. Now I wish I had this instant speed destroy target artifact effect. It would be quite strong in here. I mean, it would be quite tempting to just play the Marauder and make it a 4/4, but even then they have the blockers for it, so it's not that great. But do I want to trade this for one of those 2/2s? I might have to do that. Because I will have here, yeah, I will do that because I have a good 4-drop, and if I draw a 5th land, then I have a good 5-drop, so I don't mind really. I mean, they are gonna hit for me 4 in the air. I don't want that to happen. Now at least their clock is only 2 in the air. Well, none of these is great. I don't have red mana to activate the many, so let's take the 2/3, I think. Or is the 3/2 better after all? Interesting. This doesn't. This says cast, right? So I can't play lands. Yeah, cast. Well, I guess the 3-2 maybe is better after all. I don't really have any. Well, I have like the map to give the other thing like +2/+0 and trample. So the thing is that I can actually, if I draw a land, I can use this thing to make a 4/4 artifact. I mean, the tiger would still be better, but it is quite tempting, maybe. Okay, now the first tracker isn't quite as strong as it was in the previous game, but of course, if they drew that, if they have this their 5/5 again that boosts their team, that would be a very sick sick draw, and then I would just lose basically. Okay, so this is not optimal. I could attack with Conti, and they could just trade with the brawler. And then I could play there. I mean, I just have to take the tiger here, I think. I mean, I will play this at some point too, but I will take the 6/6 that can attack as a 6/6 once before they throw a removal for it. Hopefully they don't have a removal in their hand. And I will keep the Conti in here because the trade is not beneficial to me, because I'd rather keep more creatures in order to make bigger guys with this legendary creature of mine. But yeah, if they have the +1/+1 counter to every other one, then that would be almost surely game over. So they are thinking about something here, so maybe they have a trick, maybe they are just wanting to consider how many they can attack with. And they of course have to take into account my tiger, that will be a 6/6 attacker and trampler. Okay, that gets menace. How many of them will attack? Well, I mean, I guess I block the World Fast Monitor, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just block this guy. I mean, they are likely to have a trick here, and in fact, because I have a good double block for the brawler there. Very good one, actually. But I'm not gonna take like 9 damage in here, that's just a bad idea. I do want to have the tiger here as an attacker, but the sad thing is they can also just take 6 and they won't even die. Maybe I'll just have to try to outgrind them and draw something good. It's possible that there's no other good way to win here. I mean, I can do it like this. I mean, it's not ideal at all. It's not at all ideal, but I mean, let's do it anyway. I just want to. I mean, because I don't. If this tiger would be like a lethal attacker, they would have to jump block or something. Maybe then, but let them use their trick here, and hopefully one of these will die. If they have double trick or double removal, then of course it's very horrible. But they did not have anything. So even the tiger is currently alive. Now this would be amazing if they're gonna pass the turn like this. because I definitely wanted to make those trades. Oh, they have this thing. Okay. Well, it is a good one, definitely. But I am going to deal some damage in here. Now I might make just a 3-3 in here if they're gonna kill it with the blocks. Yeah, they are. So actually that's gonna kill all of their guys. That's nice. So they will be only having this dragon and another flyer here. So does that mean that I need to play my Airborne Marauder, because they have here, this will deal 10 plus 2, 12 damage here. Oh, that's bad. So I basically need to find an answer to the dragon. It also means that I have to play the Marauder instead of making a token here, because I can at least trade with the 2-2. But I still have only one draw step left. Yeah. And they make this block because now they don't want to lose to some boost spell, I think. Anyway, this block is, yeah, no matter, I have nothing, so that doesn't matter the order, but every one of them will die, and I just won't be making a token because it won't be lethal. I have to play my flyer. Yeah. I mean, I could just make a 1-1 token at this, but I don't think it makes much sense. No, it does not. I mean, I can draw removal for this thing, I guess. I mean, I definitely have removal in this deck, but yeah, this deals 10. Even if I go to 8, it doesn't matter. And they have removal for. Okay, well, I mean, I mean now I only get 7 damage. So if I draw the removal for the dragon right now, I have a chance. If I don't, I lose the game. So that was it. I mean, they had. I guess I didn't draw that many of my sideboard cards in here. I mean, a lot of the cards would have been great, like the +1/+0 and gain lifelink. Imagine when they triple blocked my 6/6 Trampler. I play that thing. I get 7 life, and my guy survives. That would have been amazing. But yeah, I didn't draw my sideboarded card, so that wasn't optimal here. Also, if I would have drawn earlier the artifact removal for this, it would have made the game quite different. But sometimes you don't draw the cards you sideboard in, and that's okay. Anyway, the 2-1 is a nice result, but I gotta admit that after the success in Zendikar Rising drafts, I have had quite a few 3-0s in there. I'm somewhat disappointed to my performance in this Kaladesh Remastered drafts, but I think I have to just keep on practicing, because I do want to play the draft challenge, which will be best of 3, so I want to maximize my win chances in there, and therefore I will be playing more of these drafts. So I will see you in the next draft then. Bye bye.